what we wanted to talk a little bit about today, that were common mistakes that we're seeing buyers make in this market, especially right now, because the market it's still quite hot, and we have seen buyers struggle in a couple of different ways. We wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. First off, so I'm Philip Alderfer here at Cloud Realty Group with the amazing and talented Shaina Seidner. Shaina, how are you?
Doing well.
Good. All right, so what mistakes are you seeing buyers make in the Anchorage and Matsu real estate markets right now?
Yeah, I think with such low inventory, it's sometimes hard, and prices, seem high to buyers. I'm seeing consistently that buyers are kind of going back of like the last house that they sold or the last house that they bought and saying, oh, well, 5 years ago, I bought this house for X amount of money, and now it's so much more, is that worth it? And it kind of gets in their head. It's really hard, which I completely understand. So just focusing on like, this is where the prices are now. This is what the inventory is showing us. And, then getting your budget around what works best.
Yeah. So mistake number one, comparing today, even to 2, 3, 4 years ago, it's just a different game. It is, you're just playing in a different game. Yeah, that's awesome.
And especially the 80s. Do not compare it to the 80s, because I hear that.
Correct.
Yes.
There were a lot of good things about the 80s, but we don't need to compare real estate prices. So,
no.
All right. What's mistake number two? What do you see folks?
So also, we hear a lot, especially with, some more expensive homes, maybe, is trying to stay at the low end of your budget and thinking you can take on certain projects to like really get a deal. So taking on a house that might need, some updating, or even like, larger projects like a kitchen, a bathroom, a roof, something like that, which, it might work well for some people, but keeping in mind, can you do those projects, or are you going to be hiring all of them out, which is definitely more expensive? And then also just in general, your cash flow, you don't want to be cash poor, after all these projects and owning a house. There's always something unexpected that comes along. So maybe, looking at something that might be a little bit higher on the, on the sale or the buying end of things, but it's move-in ready. You're not going to be throwing out as much cash on those projects.
Yeah. The one thing we can predict with absolute 100% certainty is what your mortgage payment will be. We cannot predict what the cost of the repair is going to be if you buy something that needs it. So
and also the timeline, like, it's hard if you say like, we'll just move in, we'll get a new kitchen, but what if someone's not able to do that for 12 months? So
yeah. So mistake two is either trying to buy a bargain, or taking on more than what your budget and your time can really afford.
Right. And do you want to live in a project or not?
Yeah.
You might not want to live in that project.
Yeah. Living in a project is no fun. Having done that. Yeah. No fun at all. All right. What else are you seeing? What other mistakes are you seeing buyers mistake in this?
I know we've talked about this before, but really like not getting overwhelmed with maybe multiple offers, or if you see a house that you really like and you hear that there are other offers coming in, and then you think like, oh, do I have to go to the top of my budget? Do I have to stretch my budget? Really taking a breath and saying like, what works for me? What do I need? Is it a price that works for me? And not getting in the headspace of like, it's a game that's being played by people that don't have the same budget as you. They don't have the same needs that you might have. Just like focusing on, does it work for you? And if it doesn't, you move on to the next one. And if it does, you try to go in with something that will work for you now and in a few years, not be house poor.
Yeah. Don't get caught up in an escalation battle if that's not comfortable.
Right.
But don't avoid that. What I heard also is don't avoid that if the house meets your needs. If it meets your needs and it's in your budget,
yeah, you go for it.
You've answered the question. Go for it. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. I was just finishing a conversation with another friend, and we were talking about the idea of conscious competence, right? Are you aware of what you want, and are you making good decisions based on what you want and what you can afford, rather than getting caught up in the hype or getting knocked sideways if things don't immediately go your way.
And it's hard with low inventory, because you feel like if you see it and then you leave the showing and someone else is coming in right behind you, you think, oh my gosh, like now we've got to move fast.
Yeah. John Wooden, I think, who said something like, act quickly, but don't be hasty. something to that effect. Yeah. Move with speed, but move with purpose.
It's mostly
else?
what I'm seeing. Yeah, no, just we want more houses on the market.
Correct. And if you're thinking about selling, it's a great time to sell because there are buyers out looking for good property. That's it. So I'm Philip Alderfer.
Shaina Seidner.
Cloud Realty Group. Good to see everybody. And if you will have contact information below, do feel free to reach out if you are thinking about buying a home or selling a home. We are here to help. CloudRealtyGroup.com. Thanks, everybody. Take care. We'll see you soon.